United We Om is a 501c3 nonprofit sharing accessible yoga and meditation with trauma-impacted and under-resourced communities. All of our workshops and trainings are offered by donation with no minimum donation. Your donation directly supports our mission of making the benefits of practice available to everyone. Thanks to supporters like you, we've continued to provide practice virtually throughout the pandemic. Learn more and support our work at unitedweom.org. Thank you.
Hey, and thanks for joining me today. I'd like to walk you through a practice that is more about listening to yourself and figuring out what works for you. So today would be a great day to try this if you're feeling pretty good. If there's no extra stress, right? Like we've got the stress of life going on, but this is not something to do when you have high levels of anxiety or any kind of major stress. So let's just take a few seconds. We're going to try 3 different types of breathing. And as we do these different types of breathing, the idea will be to think about where in your body you feel the breath and how that makes you feel emotionally. Very often we might enter into a meditation and it doesn't seem to work. And so the idea today is to figure out what kind of breath meditation would work for you based on how you're feeling. So in this first breath, we're going to practice with the inhalation, exhalation, and pauses and see how we feel during each one. So before we even do that, let's just take a moment to get settled in. And what that means is different for different people. So the first step is just figuring out if you'd like to sit up with your feet on the ground, if you'd like to sit on the floor, if you'd like to lie down, or if you want a blanket. And just take a moment to figure out which position feels most comfortable for your body in this moment, right? Because in different moments, we might need different things, and that's kind of the idea behind today's practice. Now, the next step is to decide how do you want to start, with your eyes open or closed. I like to often start by gazing at something, and then as I continue breath or meditation, it may change. So just be open for that option as well. Now let's start by taking an inhale. And as you inhale, go in through your nose and see if you can feel your belly expand, your rib cage, and maybe even your shoulders move back a little bit. And then just pause for a second at the top. And then as you exhale through your mouth and allow your belly to kind of come in and help you get out any extra air. And then pause at the bottom. Now return to regular breathing for a moment. This time we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to hold for a little bit longer after the inhale. So just a heads up, if at any point anything feels uncomfortable, absolutely do not do it. But notice that that is something that's uncomfortable for you, and that moving forward, it may be something that you want to give a little bit more space to if it's something you're deciding to do, okay? So again, let's take an inhale through the nose and fill up as much as you can. And then pause. Maybe it's for 2 seconds. Maybe it's for a count of 3. Notice how you feel, and then exhale and let it all out and come back to a normal breath. Just take a moment again. How did that pause on the inhale feel? Where in your body did you feel it? Did you have any emotions connected to it? Let's try it again and again. If there's anything that doesn't feel good, don't do it. So if the first time you took the inhale and held it, it wasn't great, then skip over this part. But if you want to go back and just see, like, what was I feeling? How did my body respond? Then let's try it again. So again, inhale through the nose, allow your belly to fill, maybe your rib cage will expand in your shoulders. Maybe you want to go back a little bit. And then hold, and you can count again, 2, 3, 4, and then exhale through the mouth. Again, how did that feel? Is it something that was invigorating, or was it something that caused a panic, or maybe it felt really good for a moment, right? So there are all different ways to respond, and the idea again is to figure out, okay, when I'm doing these breathing exercises, how do they make me feel, and when is it good for me to do? So this time we're going to kind of reverse it, and we're going to hold on the exhale. So inhale nice and big, and then exhale slow, smooth and long through your mouth. And then pause again for 2, 3 breaths, maybe 4, and notice how your body feels. And then when you're ready, return to regular breathing, normal breathing for you. Paying attention, we'll inhale again. And then exhale through the mouth, long, slow, and smooth. And then when you're ready, return to normal breathing. So paying attention to the body sometimes is difficult, but when we're using these breaths, we want to know how they make us respond. So one of the questions I would pose, and maybe it's something you want to journal about, is were there any differences between how you felt, how your body felt during the inhale versus and holding the inhale versus the exhale and holding the exhale? Was one a little bit harder? Was one a little bit more comforting, right? Like how do they feel? Or maybe they were the same and you didn't notice any kind of difference. Maybe you felt something in your neck. Maybe there was a part of your body that responded. These are all things to start to pay attention to and just notice and start to think about during your practices which ones work best at different times.